Here at Bauman Farms, we'd like to make it as easy as possible for you to decide which of the many varieties of tomatoes are the right tomatoes for you. To help you with this, we've put on our signs whether each variety is a determinate or indeterminate tomato. A determinate tomato ripens all at the same time. The indeterminate tomato ripens a little bit along throughout the whole season and usually into the first frost. Of course, there's always the option of having a few varieties of each so you have fresh tomatoes all season long.
So when you plant your tomato, you're going to want to plant it nice and deep to make sure it stays nice and sturdy. Tomatoes can actually sprout roots all the way up along the stem. So what you're going to want to do is take off all the lower leaves, dig a nice deep hole, and plant it all the way up to here. The other option is to dig a trough and then plant it in sideways and train the top of it upward. And as it grows, you're going to want to use a tomato cage or a stake to ensure it stays nice and sturdy. That's the best way to make sure it gets a good start.
If you develop blossom end rot on your tomatoes, that little black spot that keeps them from ripening in the summer, it's probably because you're deficient in calcium in the soil. You can add calcium with lime, but you can also add calcium with this wonderful product that we have from Espoma called Tomato Tone. And not only does it have the lime or the calcium in it, it also has other nutrients for your tomatoes, and it also has mycorrhizae that will get in around that tomato root system to make that plant grow even stronger. This is the best way I know to get a good crop of tomatoes, even when it's been wet and cold.
We love our sauce. And the Sheena is a Roma tomato, and Roma tomatoes are perfect for making sauce, partly because they have a long shelf life once they're picked, and also because they have very little seeds. But why I love the Sheena Roma tomato is because of its taste. It has the perfect blend of sweet and sour.
I like to grow tomatoes as part of my Salsa Garden. Because of the wet spring, I'm gonna start with some tomatoes that mature quicker, which is the Early Girl and the 4th of July. They're both around 49 to 59 days to maturity. They each produce a 4 to 5 ounce fruit that's really sweet. They're both indeterminate tomatoes. I really like to pair these with our burning bush habanero to make a really spicy floral salsa. We also have jalapenos and poblanos for a milder flavor.
One of my favorite things about summer, besides the sunshine, is all the fresh fruits and vegetables that you can get, including tomatoes. There's nothing better than caprese with a fresh pickly vined tomato. Whether it's an heirloom tomato or just a regular slicer, take a little bit of fresh mozzarella and some freshly picked basil, a little bit of balsamic, and that's true meaning of summer.